You are welcome to the number 6 Surest tip toward yourself and your French examiner. And for this tip, it is titled Le pronom d'objet indirect, otherwise known as le complément d'objet indirect. Now, quickly on the screen, I'm sharing some questions with you so that you can practice with them. Then by the end of this session, we are coming back with solutions and you should be rest assured of correct answers. Okay, we have 4 questions on the screen there. All right, just practice with them quickly. Now let's dive in. L'objet indirect. All right, and when we talk about object, we know that that means the receiver of the action. And for an object to be indirect in French, what that is saying is that there's an interference of preposition a, all right, between the object and the transitive verb. All right, because for us to say transitive verb, that means it's a verb that requires an object for the sentence to make a complete sense. And in this case, we are talking about the object that is indirect. That means there's a preposition in between, especially preposition a. There's a preposition a in between the verb, right, and the object. All right, and it is important to note as well that the preposition a disappears once indirect object is used. All right, you need to note this point very well. For us to call it indirect object, immediately we are converting the noun, all right, to pronoun, which is indirect object pronoun. Then that a has to go, it will disappear. Okay, we are making a deletion here. And I noted it on the screen there. The indirect objects include me, te, lui, nous, vous, leur. Okay, you can just practice with them. And it is important to note that there is usually a sense of a embedded in indirect object. It's not that it doesn't have that sense. It has a sense, just that literally in orthography, we are removing the a, but it is embedded in the indirect objects that you see on the screen there. Now, let's take examples. We have the number 1 there. Je parle aux politiciens. All right. Je parle aux politiciens. I am speaking to the politician. So you see the preposition to coming there. So, and it has been squeezed. It has been contracted, just as we did in a contractive article. All right. So, a plus le, okay, gives us o to the politician. So, how do we say, I am speaking to him? We are turning politician now, which is noun, we are turning it to indirect pronoun, all right? And I am speaking to him will be je lui parle. So lui, if you remember from the former screen, all right, the previous screen that I just projected, lui is to him, all right? Lui, it is an indirect object pronoun. So je lui parle, I am speaking to him. Okay, and I noted there that the sentence je parle français, I speak French, as direct object. All right. Now, if you look at it, we have 2 here. We have I'm speaking to the politician, then I am speaking French, or I speak French, the same thing. Now, 1, French, okay, is direct object. Why? Because there's no preposition a between the verb parle and French and français. Do you understand? So for that reason, français, if you want to change it to pronoun now, I speak French, I speak it, right? That will be je parle français, je le parle. But the first one, I speak to the politician, or I am speaking to the politician, we give you, I am speaking to him, je lui parle. So one has je le parle, I speak it. Another has, or the other one has je lui parle, I am speaking to him. All right, then we have second example there. Il parle à l'homme et sa femme. He speaks to the man and his wife. He speaks to the man and his wife. Okay, and in other words, if we want to change it now, it becomes il leur parle. He speaks to them. Il leur parle. He speaks to them. Okay, and if we go back to the question, okay, that was projected now, we have the first one, le chef de département parle aux ouvriers. All right, the HOD is talking to the workers, or the chief, okay? The HOD, the head of department, is speaking to the workers. So how do we change it to is speaking to them? all right? And don't forget that workers here, they are not direct object, they are indirect object. Why? Because there is preposition a, okay, in between parle and workers, right? So, il parle, il parle, il parle is speaking to them. If you are confused about why we are picking le, if you look at le will be direct object as we treated in the fifth tip, in tip number 5, right? So you can, if you say il parle, then you will be saying something like he speaks them, such as language. Let's say that he speaks 2 or more languages, okay? Il parle français et anglais, okay? He speaks French and English, so he speaks them. That is the only aspect where you can pick option C. But the correct answer here, because workers, they are indirect object, will pick option A, le, il parle. Then the second one, j'écris à ma chérie tous les samedis. I write my darling every Saturday, right? I write her every Saturday. In other words, I write to her, right? That's the literal translation. So how do you say I write to her every Saturday? Lui écris, je lui écris tous les samedis. Je lui écris, because it is right to. So there's a preposition there. So that's why we are using it as indirect, okay? And the third one there, l'homme dit merci à Jacques et toi. Okay, the man is saying thank you to you and Jack. Okay, so how do you say? He is saying thank you to you, right? And our option that we are picking is vous. Why is it vous? If you look at those two participants there, Jacques et toi, okay? Jack and you. In other words, you, the two of you. So we'll use vous to replace it, okay? So, il vous dit merci is saying thank you to you. Then the fourth one, il donne 10 millions d'euros à moi, okay? He gives 10 million euro to me. In other words, he gives me 10 million euros. Then, how do we change it to he gives me, right? Then we'll say, il me donne 10 millions d'euros. Il me donne. And don't forget that all this COE, they are coming before the verb, all right? You need to look at the way we picked the answers and the explanations before now, all right? So, il me donne 10 millions d'euros. Me, right, is the COE here, not moi, all right? Moi belongs to another group that will be treated very shortly, okay? So just try and go back to those lessons. If you have not yet subscribed, subscribe so that you can continue getting notifications for these videos. And you can as well share and like. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.